It's your mic.
All right, so I'm going to start with a personal story, just because you said to. So. This app is inspired by a personal story that's incredibly meaningful to me. A dear friend of mine lost her husband. It'll be a year on the 27th. Try not to get upset. She has 3 small children. And after he passed away, a group of us got together and tried to come up with a spreadsheet of all the people that were going to help, and then who was available when, and what they could exactly do, and where they lived. And one of the friends was like, "Oh, you work for Google, Megan. Like, come up with this like really cool admin way we can all work with our Google accounts, and just like so that doesn't have to think about who can help and do what, when, or where. She can just tap into that." I tried to do that. It was incredibly difficult. I tried to find an app. I didn't want to build anything. I just wanted something to solve this problem for her, and nothing existed. And so I had a chat with her over dinner, and I'm like, "Look, I'm trying to like find this thing, and I just like want to get a sense of what do you need." And so she said to me like, "Okay, I have everybody's email address, and I've been having these moments where I'll like literally like send an email because like I need milk. Like I ran out of milk. And loading the 3 kids up in the car to go get milk is really a pain in the ass." And she said, the interesting thing is when you send a mail to 50 friends that you need milk, 4 or 5 are going to tell you they can get it for you right away. So now you're trying to negotiate the 4 or 5 people who are like literally leaving the house to get you milk. And then the other 45 are going to actually contact you and want to have a really deep and meaningful conversation about how you're feeling. And she was like, I can just need milk. So she was like, whatever solution you find for me, she's like, I just need it to not be that. Like, I need it to be something where it's action-based, I have a need, I send that need out there, and somebody just jumps on it. Everybody else who's involved knows they're doing it. I don't have to have any kind of sob story conversations, shit just gets done. Otherwise, I'm gonna get the kids in the car and go get milk. I was like, all right, okay, fair enough. So it's a year later, and I decided I was going to try and build this thing. And I knew I was going to be using a very experimental platform that's not fully baked, so I was going to work by myself. And then Crystal came along and was like, "Yo, you want to work together?" I'm like, "Are you okay if we totally fail? Like, we're probably going to totally fail. Let me tell you what I want to do. It's probably going to totally fail." And here's what she said.
So she shared this story with me, and literally a week before final project started, my boyfriend had to take an emergency trip to the hospital. He was hospitalized overnight. So in the middle of this great React Native homework, it did not get done. It did not happen. So I'm in the hospital, or in the ambulance, ready to go to the hospital, and I'm trying to coordinate with his boss, his parents, my boss. So I had that similar experience of trying to communicate needs with a bunch of people, and then everybody immediately calling me, everybody texting me, everybody going, "What's happening? I need to know what's going on." And I'm still just trying to catch my breath as well. And I was like, I'm on board. Let's do this. This is something that I've needed. This is something that you've needed. And I think I said I'd rather fail at building something really needed and really cool than succeed at something that already is out there. And so we were thinking communities, because that's what these kind of help networks used to be built on. You know, stay-at-home moms, and people like knocking on the door going, "I need sugar, I need this." With technology coming in, that's gone away. People don't talk face-to-face anymore. I live in a building of 12 units. I know one person in there. And so we were like, okay, community, village, takes a village, makes a village, all that good stuff. And then we went even further back to medieval times, which inspired this branding. This is inspired.
She's really good at branding, by the way. Like,
I made this logo. This is designed or inspired by, way back in the day, the village herald, who would communicate from the family or would go announce things to the village and then return with feedback, which is the essential full cycle of our app. And that's where we came up with the logo. It's kind of like the herald's outfit. And his other assignment was he helped each family make their family crest and symbol. And that's what inspired this level of branding.
So we kind of had some chats about things we wanted to communicate, and we knew after running our initial idea by Michael that our notion of MVP really wasn't an MVP. It was kind of more of a proof of concept, because the reality is what we were looking at in our first round of things we were going to build wasn't something that was ever going to go out to the world. We literally were trying to figure out if what we wanted to build was actually physically possible, because it's never existed before. And the technology stacks, which you'll see in a minute we're working with, are really new and really hard to work with because there's no docs. The docs that are there are wrong. And we literally have to actually show what we built in a simulator, because to actually publish, we publish a website so you can see that, but to actually publish the Google Assistant side of our project, I learned by talking to assistant engineers, will take about a 6-week cycle, because they aren't going to let these commands into phones across the whole entire planet without a really long iterative process. So I just wanted to explain that we are kind of more of a proof of concept. But the interesting thing is I found this quote really, really early this morning, and it really matches exactly what we did. I mean, we didn't not try and build an MVP. We really master what it means to build an MVP, which is to start with the tiniest little steps and build as slowly and iteratively and cautiously as you can towards your goal, and never waste time on anything that isn't part of the learning. And I can tell you right now, I don't think I've ever learned so much in like a few weeks. I'm pretty tired. I think Crystal is too. So I just want to kind of give you that. You're not going to see a traditional thing, so don't be like, oh wow, I can't use that. That's like stupid. So just gonna paraphrase. So let's jump in.
All right.
You want to take this? Do you want me to launch it? There's two parts.
Yeah, so this is, our app comes in kind of two different sections. I'm going to introduce you to the website. So, is our database clear?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to have to log you out.
Also, I didn't put volume on yet, so.
Okay, sorry guys. So, this was a multi-tier kind of experiment. We had to make sure the base of it was possible. Spoiler alert, it is. After many, many hours of work. So it's broken up into the website, which is where you need to go to log in and set up your account. You must have a Google account. So we are going to log in. Is it this one?
Yeah.
All right, so we log in, we have to allow, and then we can sub into the global village, which is one that everybody has access to. And then we can create villages. And then we can join those villages. And that is essentially the website. And then,
I hope my sound works. And I need to escape, right? How do I do that?
what are we trying to do?
Make it, okay, okay.
Oh, make sure you close out my window. I'm sorry.
Which window?
Yeah, you probably want to dismiss that.
Sorry to say experimental. It's okay, it's really experimental. Like it literally says it on the site.
Right.
Every
Sorry.
single doc we looked
Don't
at.
look at that.
Everybody close your eyes!
La 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 la.
It takes a couple extra seconds.
Before I do this, I don't know if I have sound on. How do I? Here we go. Yeah, we have sound. I'm going to turn it up.
That's brightness.
Because our app talks.
That's our brightness.
Okay. Oh, that's brightness.
Yes.
I don't know why. I don't know if the sound will work because we're hooked into this
We'll
thing.
hold it up.
It should.
Yeah.
It should?
It should. Yeah, as long as the TVs are on, the sound.
Okay.
You're not
We'll find out though.
I'm not muted. That's mute. That's unmute.
Okay.
I'm not muted. But I can't see my volume thing, so we'll see.
Yeah, so it should be controlled by the TV's volume.
If you hold on to
Nobody's
the
trying to
iPad
use the
button, it should
microphone.
show all of them.
She's trying to play through your laptop, right?
No microphone.
How do I? Yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan
want
of
this
this
to work.
idea. I have to get used to it.
get together.
UCBX.
Never mind.
See what we're doing?
Is there a way to select
Yeah, that's the
microphone
volume, but it won't show
from
me.
Chrome?
Okay.
Well, let's see how it goes.
Let's see what happens.
Yeah, there's no way to do this probably with sound because of
You
our.
could also just
You could unplug it and there's a big microphone.
just unplug it and then do it in it and
Well,
then
we'll
plug
know
it in.
immediately and then we can unplug it.
Yeah.
I could roll through it with sound and without, but I think it's better to just visually see the thing. It's you get it talks to you in words and sound. So okay, so I'm gonna kick off the simulator. It's probably gonna make me log in a second. I need to make sure we can see this uses push notifications and it's kind of like I need to show that once it comes. That's okay. Yeah? All right. Here we go.
No, this happens. This is normal.
This is
All intentional.
Yeah.
Village Herald account is not linked yet.
There he goes.
so just walking through this a little bit. You don't have to hold it. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a really interesting OAuth that goes with this. You have to link your account in a very specific way. So this, what I'm doing right now is I am linking the Google Assistant project to our website.
This is a process we had to go through to test every little thing in this application. This is nightmares.
So now we're connecting to Herald.
Every little.
All right, here's the test version of Village Herald.
Hello, Harold here. How can I help?
Wow, nice.
Contacting Village now to get milk. Check back in 5 minutes.
It's not actually going to be 5 minutes, just so you know. But as we're kind of waiting for the notification, push notification to come in, just to kind of talk a little bit through the testing process, because we're working with like seriously experimental frameworks, which we'll talk a little bit about, the only thing we could do is come up with a test plan that we both agreed upon and followed religiously. So both Crystal and I have a test plan that we could do in our sleep. It's actually the same pattern we're following in our demo, but that's the best we could do for tests at the moment. Hopefully, those tests will get more interesting as the platform becomes fully baked. Still waiting for my push to come through. Can you check? Did it come through?
Oh, I don't know if it came through.
Can you check the log?
Yeah. Sorry, guys.
We've never actually run this demo in this kind of environment, so I'm slightly curious if the push notification will come up. The only way push notifications will come up is if you have no browser of your application open. I don't know if you guys know this, otherwise it will display what we've done, a separate kind of implementation where it will give you messages inside your app in the console log, but it will give you the push notification on your phone or in the browser.
We're gonna try it again.
Do you want to try it again? Okay, I'm gonna try it again. Sorry, it's experimental.
Sure, getting the test version of Village Herald.
Hello, Harold here. How can I help?
What's up, Harold?
Do I have a
Contacting Village now to get
It's
milk.
there.
Check back in 5
It should come
minutes.
through like right now.
And did the data?
Yeah, the data.
Do you have your app open somewhere?
I just made sure it was closed. I thought.
You have
So I have no idea why this isn't working. I could run it off of the,
Megan, does it send you a notification even though you initialized it?
it sends a notification to the logged in users whose tokens are being sent. So you'll notice we were logged in, we stay logged in, obviously, but we have to close the browser in order for it to actually get sent. This does actually work. I have no idea why it's not working, but I think what I'll do is I'll keep going through the demo so that you can see it. Normally what happens is a push comes up, and I think after I roll through the demo, I can unplug and just do it on my machine, because I suspect it has something to do with being plugged into here.
So that's the only thing that's changed.
That's the only thing that's changed in the thousands of times we've run this. Okay, I'll keep going. That's really weird.
Well, he'll still tell us that nobody contacted us.
So basically, when you get
Okay,
a
for
push,
that, you might like Village Herald. Want to give it a try?
when you do a push message, the users can respond with a yes or a no, or just close the
Village
push.
Herald isn't responding right now. Try again soon.
I think Natasha has a good theory. The connection here blocks certain ports and stuff.
Oh,
That
that's
could be
probably
related.
what
No,
it
we did
is.
not run it on this
Yeah.
connection.
That could be related.
Okay, that could be
So-
related. Okay.
Yeah, because it's not letting us do it.
He's not responding. What's
Yeah,
going
that's
on?
probably that's
It's
very
probably the
good.
connection. We
Yep.
probably should have put it on my
Can we
hotspot.
tether?
Does anyone have a tether?
Yeah.
I mean, I think
Do you want me to not do it? Because
no, we can we can give it a shot. Yeah, let's do
we
it.
give it a shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry guys.
So I need to go to your.
Yeah, let me turn it on.
I'm gonna kill this whole thing.
Yeah, let's clear
because-
the database. Thanks everybody for your patience. It is worth it.
will also now be on the calendar.
Oh yeah, true. You have to
No,
log
I'm
off.
gonna use it from my mobile hotspot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And make sure you're logged off of Cal Student or whatever.
So what do I log into your phone? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so you're gonna go to.
Take the part 2 class.
You can log off.
Yeah, now you can say, forget it.
Oh, true. That's a good point.
I don't actually think this is an experimental part.
Yeah.
I think this is our network, right? Yeah.
It could be.
It could be.
I'm not totally sure, but that's a very good theory.
I'm thinking it is because the database updated correctly and normally.
Okay. So the only thing that's not going to be on is the push notification.
Yeah, I think it's blocking the push.
Seems likely that.
So we need to reset. So.
Are you hooked into you?
You know what I'm saying? Like, you're the quintessential one.
That's the wrong word.
Fish bowl.
Just type village.
Like, with big straws.
Did you hear it?
You know what I'm talking
Actually,
about.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
So New York University is what you're saying.
If we were in Berkeley, I would know exactly what we'd go to Kips. But,
You guys
Well,
are
that's
getting a
in
little
Berkeley.
slice of life
but
right now.
yeah, I'm not sure here. I mean, other than obviously pictures is the closest thing we can do.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I
I
can't think of
assume
anything.
you would know.
I don't drink around here very often. I drink generally closer to
It's
home.
kind of a dry spot, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like,
So,
this is one of those. I really think Super Duper is pretty.
yeah, it's probably our best. I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
Super Duper's good. You got pictures.
I mean, yeah,
Fries.
I think it is the.
Bulk alcohol.
Yeah, you're good on the
Bulk
database.
beer.
Yeah, it's the database
Is that
is
like a
good.
hula place?
You know
You know what I'm talking about? Like the quintessential way.
Kips is just like the college dive bar.
Yeah.
in Berkeley.
That reminds me of like Coolio, the dive bar that has Wolf alcohol in Santa Cruz.
Yeah, so it's they. I think they
probably
1-to-1
can
relationship.
Every college has one,
Yeah.
I think.
At least one.
At least one, yeah.
Yeah.
You have to.
Yeah.
You guys are getting a very accurate slice of life right now. This has been our lives.
If you're wondering what the development process is like, eyes up front.
He was tested less than 2 hours ago, and he was working.
Okay. What a jerk.
Yeah, right?
It's him, not you.
Yeah, so we formed a very
Your Village Herald account is
interesting
not
relationship
linked
with
yet.
Harold. We both love and hate Harold. Normally, he's a very helpful guy.
Stop defending him.
I very much different.
Please work. Dude, even if it
Okay,
doesn't.
let's get the test version of Village Herald.
Hello, Harold here. How can I help? Contacting Village now to get milk. Check back in 5 minutes.
So it takes about 45 seconds usually.
Yeah, we can see him live update the
And
database. And that's-
One of the things we'll talk about in some of our technical challenges. The reason why it takes so long is because we actually have to call
Here it comes.
OAuth to do this during the process because the account IDs between Assistant, Firebase, and Google don't match. And the Assistant ID is ephemeral. It's still not showing up tethered to Crystal's phone. So that's really strange. We could all go to Pete's Coffee and watch it there.
This is so cool.
Yeah.
This is so
I mean, it's
cool.
clearly, yeah.
Let me try it on
Yeah.
mine. See if it'll work.
I'm gonna roll through the,
Yeah, why don't you just go through the rest
Yeah,
of
see
it?
if
Maybe
it'll-
it'll pop up later. Just go through the rest of
It
it.
It might.
Watch your control missing like 4 notifications.
It really, it does happen.
Sure, for that, you can talk to Village Herald. Does that sound good?
So in the real
All
application.
right, getting the test version of Village Herald.
you can see
All right,
here.
here's an update on your first action.
Oh.
So this tells you that these people could have responded and no one said yes yet, and eventually we'll add the no and the click with no response. It's pretty easy, we just didn't do it. And then you can, if someone, when you get to want to talk to someone, if they get a yes, you can jump into a chat and they'll actually be there. So that's actually what we considered our MVP. And the push does work, I can assure you. I think it has something to do with the building that we're in.
Yeah.
When you click get the push and you click yes, it'll update that count. So that's the basic idea. And the person who has the push, when they say yes, it immediately enters them into the chat. So they can begin to converse with you and solve whatever problem you have.
Nice.
So I'm going to actually start to show you what goes past MVP.
If he cooperates.
Come on,
He got
Harold.
sassy today. Some days he's sassier than other days.
So the
Here are a
basic,
few villages. Select one and wait for more info.
so the basic vision
Turn it off
here
for the
is
shot.
that you will be able to pick the village that you want to push the notification to.
You selected one.
So at the moment, we are actually reading the village that you've picked, and we're telling you what that is. The next step is to actually build up an array of tokens based on the village ID. Okay, I'm gonna stop because we have a lot left, and our time is almost up. Where's the presentation? Here, show me, sorry. Yeah, okay.
I made it tiny. There we go.
Okay, so that's the demo. It didn't go so well.
And it has a lot to do with what we're going to talk about right now. So when we took this on, we knew we'd be working with Village Assistant and React. So here we have our idea in a cute little egg, but we had no idea what was inside. So let me take this moment to introduce to you for the first time ever, the PWA Fraggin! This is our stack. PWA stands for Progressive Web App, and I don't know, I'm sure everybody's somewhat familiar with it. It does use the service workers and the push notifications, which, despite the lack of showing it, is essential for the full cycle. It does send the push notifications. It will appear on your phone if you don't have the app open. And then we went into the F is Firebase authentication functions, Firebase database, Firebase cloud messaging, which had a lot of struggles to it. Firebase insists on data being flat. There is no nesting. You can have children, you cannot have grandchildren. And that was terrible. So that's a lot of pulling values back and forth. And then React